Hey y'all, DW Verts here again, Hickbilly Outdoors. You're fixing to watch my square bill crankbait video. I've been working on it for a couple weeks. I would like to do some preemptive things here and say that this lake is not known for big bass. I don't believe it doesn't have some 5-6 pound bass in it. The habitat's there. I am catching little bass, and it's only the 6th time I've ever fished this lake with this video. And it is August. I had 3 bass in 3.5 hours get away from me, of all things. All of them were 2-pounders. I mean, 3 decent fish got away from me. I saw them all. So it's got better bass than the 10 and 12 inches I was catching than some smaller ones. So I'm going to go out here one of these days. I'm going to try to put a burn on them. I'll find out where them bigger bass are. There's got to be some. I'm hard-headed. I'm going to try that. Anyway, this video, couple things. I noticed in editing it that you'll see it looks like I'm jerking my rod tip. And while once in a while I do a little pull on it, what you're seeing is me cranking the bait fairly quick. I could crank it faster, but I'm burning it along pretty good. But when I stop the burn, like every couple 3 feet, I point the rod back at the bait. That's what you're seeing. If you don't throw slack at the bait, it doesn't stop. I want that bait to stop and pop up, hit something. So that's what you're seeing. You'll see me working through some timber too. But I noticed that it looks like I'm fishing like a jerkbait. I am not. When I do my burn and when I quit, I throw the rod back to the bait. That makes sense? To me, that gives the bait more deflection and more of a change in speed, okay? I caught bass on the 4 crankbaits that I threw. I caught them on this little round. It's a round. It's the old Big O style. That's a Jan's Net Craft bait. I bought the blank. It's a circuit board lip, which is tremendous. I caught them on this flat side, also one of those Jan's baits I bought several years ago. Also circuit board, kind of a coffin bill. It caught plenty of bass. I don't think there's one bass shown in this video that I caught on this one. It's the old flat-sided pose, which I broke the lip off during the video, and I've kept that lip. I'm going to try to fix it, old bait. They don't make those anymore. I caught several bass on that. And then this 2.5, the fat one, I caught 2 or 3 bass on it. When I make in the bluegill pattern, the brim pattern, that's kind of getting beat up. That's been a good one. I actually didn't put all the fish catches in the video. I got editing and it started getting longer, and they were all the same. The biggest bass I caught was 12, 13 inches long. So there you go. Hope you guys like this thing. I don't feel good about begging people to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share. If you like it, you're going to do that, I think. I don't think I'm ever going to make any money at this, but it's fun trying. Hopefully you guys get a kick out of this. Let me know if there's anything else I can do for y'all. I'm going to fish this here riprap weir point thingy. It's the most obvious thing there is to fish almost on the lake. A little moss. You got to always be in touch with your bait. It quit wobbling right. A lot of times that can be a bass, but that was just had some crud on it. Give it a yank, knock it off. There's some fish activity there. Of course, there's a big old tree there. Deserves at least one toss. Big old pile of cedar. Got some fish blowing out here. I don't believe there's any shad in here. I haven't ever seen it if there is. there's one. I hit the rock, bounced it off, stopped it, and he just come up and jumped all over it. Oh, he come off, son of a buck. Not, wow. Oh, I think he turned his camera on, and I'm not a very good fisherman. Oh my gosh. I bounced off that rock, stopped it, and he just unloaded on it. What the heck we got there? Crud, yep. Got us a piece of a fishing pole. There you go, that's always a good thing to catch. I don't think anybody ever fishes here, do you? Wow. We're going to try that we show we can catch them on this square bill. I'm going to start out here in this channel. This ditch meets the main channel right here. I'm going to fish these trees in a ways up this drain and see if I can make something bite. Maybe show you a little bit about how this thing works. We'll see how this goes. No depth finder on the boat. I'm guessing this thing's about 25 foot deep. Means we're probably over 15 or 20 foot of water right here. I'm gonna try to bang this thing into these trees, find out how far out here these fish are, if they're out here at all. Bang into limbs, bang into trunks. Same thing as I do with the spinnerbait, run it into everything I can run it into. Run into it, stop cranking. Let it stop, let it jump off, let it float. Got me around a tree, but I got one. Get up here to him. Oh, he come on. Oh, well, there you go. About a 15-incher. A big bass for in here. Had me around that tree, part of it. Of course, this kind of stuff is more generally associated with flipping a worm or a jig, but I'm doing a square bill video. That make sense? There's sometimes a crankbait or trigger bites that nothing else will, like that right there. Little one, but still a bass. Showing that it can be done. When I did there, it was turn around and throw back across that tree a different direction. It doesn't hurt to do that. Pretty little fish, but he's a little one. Make them where they don't have a chance. They've got to bite it. It jumps in their face. It crashes off that cover they're hiding behind. They don't have a chance. They've got to go bang on it. They don't. It's instinctive to them, and we're trying to take advantage of those instincts. Whoa, boy, that fish clobbered it. Never felt a tree or nothing. He just, little bitty bass, he just come up and clobbered it. The boy hit it like he wanted it. Another little one. Now, he can jump off right now, and I've caught him. Let him just jump off, get away. Oh, I got him too good. Oh well. He got him in the side that last run. Now what happens, when you hook one on the side like that, what happens is you've got him in the mouth. That front hook comes off and rolls around and catches him further back. You don't catch him in the side. So, pretty little thing. You think that little bass wouldn't be out there all by himself? Think he'd have a bunch of baits. Gotta snap that loose, by the way, guys. See that? pop that rod, threw some slack at it, and knocked it loose. That's so important to learn how to do that, especially with a crankbait. Probably more important with a crankbait than any other lure we do. Got one more cast on this flat over here, and I'm gonna tie me another bait on the other pole, and we're gonna fish up that dam. And there's another bass though. I hate it when that happens. They come up there and they mess with you, making plans. No little bass, of course, but you're making plans and you catch little bass. Let him get a little bit out of the system before I can get him up here and get a hook in me. Unfortunately, like I say, there's a lot of little bass in this lake. Don't know why. I think they need more food probably. Little bitty thing, but oh well. Hope I'm getting some point across to you guys what I'm trying to do here. Cranking it pretty quick, stopping it a lot. Summertime, I mean, pretty fast for a, I think it's a 7-to-1 reel. Doesn't seem like I'm gonna duplicate anything anywhere. It's just, they're just scattered. Whoa! He, hope this camera caught that. That's a 2-pounder. Second crank, he jumped all over it, which goes back to my theory, they're not very deep. We're gonna try this again. I know I'm gonna be fishing in the sun here, I'm sorry, but I'm also kind of fishing in the wind. I'll take that. Got me some moss. I'll take that fishing in the wind over about anything else. And bringing the bait back with the sun's also a big advantage. So this dam's probably 250 yards long. I'll probably fish most of it. Got that rod high. That bait's only a foot of water or so up there. As it comes out, I'll drop the rod. Just leaves me more control over the lure. That fish hit a while ago like it was a spinnerbait. Shows me there may be a decent topwater bite this evening. Darn it, have to try that too. Actually, that's the next video, so. Really shallow up here. So I'm gonna hold that rod tip up and let that bait just bang along. As I quit hitting the rocks, quit hitting the bottom, I'll drop the rod tip. Keep it in contact with whatever, bottom, timber. A little brim or something bit me there. One sitting plumb still, that little fish jumped up all over it. So again, guys that just say tell me, and what look at I fished here, there aren't very many big bass. Of course, there's bigger than this. Well, yeah, fat little bugger. But it is what it is. I'm trying to show y'all that it works. And I need to do it someplace with bigger bass. This is pretty close to home. Boy, he's a fat little donk. Look at him. Healthy. Burn it and stop it. Burn it a few feet and stop it. Try to bounce it off of stuff. Try to make it hit things. That's so critical that you make it run into stuff whenever possible. If there's nothing there, that's different. I mean, I'm fishing a dam. It's going to be deeper. I'm not going to hit stuff very far out. So if a fish out here wants to chase it, good for me. But I'm just going to try to run it into everything I can run it into. Same with any crankbait I throw, deep diver's the same, or a spinnerbait, or a buzzbait, or a topwater. I just try to keep hitting stuff, like that moss. I didn't get it all. I can't throw a bait with moss on the hooks. I just can't do it. Crank it about 3 foot, stop it. Crank it a couple foot, stop it. Crank it 3 or 4 foot, bounce into something, stop it. Twitch it. It bounced off a rock here, I stopped it and twitched it. Never use a steady retrieve unless that's absolutely what the fish are wanting, and I don't see it very often. That initial stop is pretty important, because if a fish is close to it when it hits the water, all of a sudden that bait comes by him real quick. It wasn't there a minute ago. It stops right in front of him. It changes cadence right away, and that's just a way to get him to bite. I'm going to throw this bigger bait now. It's a 2.5. It's one of my make. Yeah, I've been throwing production baits so far. This is the one I build. Ain't nothing special. It's a little bit bigger profile. It's a brim color. Sunfish, bluegill, perch. It ain't a perch. There ain't no perch in Missouri except walleye, and this ain't no walleye pattern. It's a bait's got a lot of blues, purples, reds, silver, brim color. Burn it, stop it. Oh, I got him. Boy, he's a little bitty one. He hit it and come right at me. Did a brim? Oh, look at that. My gosh. Trophy. Don't tell me I don't know how to catch these things. Don't ever say that Hickbilly can't catch him. Boy, he's a pretty little booger. Got some moss in the bait. Not working. It ain't gonna work if you got moss on it. And the bass will not bite it with moss on it. I'm convinced no matter what you do, no matter how little there is, they do not bite a lure with grass or moss on it. I don't know why. I guess crawdads and brim and shad don't pack moss around with them. I don't know. Fish loaded up on it heavy. Another little one, I'm sure, but yeah. Come on, do something. There you go. Get rid of it. Boy, you ain't even trying. What, I just catch you down the creek here a little ways? Got him hooked kind of ugly. The old handy dandy needle nose out here. Do some work with it, because he's fixing to put a snatch on me. Well, he hit it good and hard and then just didn't do nothing else. Huh. I think they kind of like it, a little flat-sided bait. And we're about out of water. We're at the end of the dam, so see if everything is so flat. These corners of dams are always a good place to catch fish. Corners are great. That's shallow as heck.